Going live. You're live. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Comic Shop Talk Live. Brought to you by Black Hat Comics and Rockin' No Petus, your one-stop shop for all things superhero. Shop online at black-cat-comics.com. We keep you connected to the comic book community. I'm Mark.
I'm Francie.
And we're just a couple of minutes late because we're really busy. Got a lot going on here in the wonderful world of comics. But we're here to talk about some new comics, everything going on in your favorite feline-themed friendly neighborhood comic book store this week. Want to hear from you and you. We want to know what you're reading, what you're looking forward to reading, what's at the top of your stack. Send us your questions, comments, queries, concerns, and conundrums, and we'll address those to the very least of our ability.
Very least, very best.
My ability is questionable. But we always like to start the show with a little Comic Shop News. Comic Shop News. So lots of Comic Shop News. Let's see. This is Saturday. So next Saturday is
Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day. Saturday, August 14th. Free Comic Book Day.
Yes.
So why don't you tell the nice folks at home how we're doing Free Comic Book Day this year?
We're staying safe and putting everything on the online store. So black-cat-comics.com, click on shop. Right there, it'll be a little box that says Free Comic Book Day at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday, August 14th. The books will go live. We've got 12 titles that we ordered. You can get one of each, not more than one per title, and then you can add them to your cart. You can check them out for free, and then you can book a curbside appointment for that day, the next day, the day after, like whenever. So there's no rush. You don't have to be here physically on that day. We're not having anything in the store itself that day other than regular in-store appointments. So all online, curbside pickup, easy, safe, effective, fun.
There you go. Go to the site Saturday morning, get all 12 of the books.
But you have to read them all.
Come by and pick them up.
I expect a book report.
That's right. Just like they say at, oh my gosh, the world famous prison in San Francisco. Alcatraz. See how old I am? I old man moment. Just like they say at Alcatraz, take all you want, but eat all you take.
Nice.
And it's Free Comic Book Day. So get around, call around to all the shops. You know, it's COVID times, in case you didn't know.
We're still fighting the COVID.
Don't know. So call around to your local shop if No Petus isn't your local shop.
Yeah.
As every year, every shop does it different, and everybody's going to have a crazy fandangled way. So get a hold of every shop in your area. Get around to everywhere you can. Folks are going to have different books, different things going on, and it's Free Comic Book Day. So it's
national holiday.
National holiday. It's our annual drive to get people into comics.
Yes.
You folks watching this show are probably established fans. We like to think that you're probably customers of our store already. So we really encourage you folks to not just pick up the free books and read them and love them, and to follow those titles that you get turned on to, but spread the love. Share all that you can about Free Comic Book Day with your friends and family. Encourage them to get out to their local shops. Encourage everybody you know to support comics, because that's what Free Comic Book Day is all about.
Yes, Marley, you can order them online and just pay for shipping. Yep. We can't do free shipping on it, but we'd be happy if you pay for shipping. Happy to send them out to you. No problem.
Probably be like $10. Usually shipping out to Florida is 10, maybe as much as $12. But it won't be that much.
$7-8.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You bet. And same though. We love shipping out to you. But get a hold of your local folks too, and see what's going on in your area.
Florida might be a little scary. No offense.
Yeah.
Safe,
well,
Florida.
Everywhere is scary.
Stay
just
safe.
You know, folks. Let me just without getting all in everybody's freedom.
I feel a soapbox.
Just be smart. Just be smart. Look out for each other. All right. Just take care of everybody out there. All right. It's not just about you. It's about everybody. It's about the world.
Not underneath the nose, over the nose.
Heroes look out for people.
That's right.
That's what heroes do.
What would Captain America do?
Captain America would pull his mask down even farther.
That's right.
Anyway, didn't want to get all into it, but just saying, it's Free Comic Book Day. have fun, be smart, be safe.
And we're still doing a 50% off most of our collections online all month long. So you can get a bunch of stuff, pops, toys, trades for half off. We're doing it because it's been a sucky year and we want to get back. So go online and click on the collections. There's a code for each collection. You can get a bunch of stuff for dirt cheap all month long.
Yep. Can't do better than half price. So go to black-cat-comics.com. Take advantage of those sales. Even Marley Superdog out there in Florida, take advantage of those sales. There's great stuff on that site. It's cheap. We're doing it for Free Comic Day. We're doing it for it's our 19th anniversary this year. Happy anniversary. And so, you know, we always like to do the big in-store events. We always like to do the big sales. We do the thing in the back parking lot, all those things that everybody know and love. But again, hey, thank you. We like being your local shop all the way out in Florida. I'm everybody's comic book guy.
That's nice.
And so like I say, get out there, take advantage of that, have some fun. We like to do the big things here, but we can't do the big things here this year. And again, it isn't about because I'm afraid of anything or I'm out to violate anybody's freedoms. I'm looking out for the kids. Kids can't get the shots. And so I don't want to create a situation where everybody's showing up here with their kids. I'm not going to be responsible for that.
No,
so
that would be awful.
Wouldn't it?
I got COVID and free comics.
So anywho, that's why we're doing the big sale. So take advantage of those half price. A lot of folks have already done so. So you might want to get to the site while there's still some stuff up there.
Thanks for running out.
So Free Comic Book Day is next Saturday, August 14th. All month long, we got the half-price collections up on the website. That's tons of fun. What other comic shop news do we have going on?
So we're getting the sketches done for an inn from Black Cat Chronicles, Alaska's Port Chatham. They're amazing.
The pages are amazing, guys.
Wait,
amazing.
to see this stuff. So good.
All of you who have raved about the first issue, you're going to be raving about the second one. The art and the story, of course, just as riveting and exciting and fun. And I gotta say, it's so much fun seeing pages come back. Watching the comic process, watching sketch pages turn to inked pages, turn to colored pages, turn to lettered colored pages. It's just a lot of fun. And thanks again to all of you who have been supporting Black Cat Chronicles and Black Cat Publishing because we're having a ton of fun. Really excited to get the next issue to you and really excited to get cracking on the third issue.
Correct.
Yeah, so I guess that's it for Comic Shop News. Let's get on to this week's comics. Again, want to know what you're reading, what's at the top of your stack. Everybody knows what's at the top of my stack this week.
Let me think. Avengers?
Is it the double feature of Avengers and Savage Avengers? And before I get any hate mail, let me say that the issues that I show you are always my personal copies. So when I go like that, you can't be like, hey, don't do that to my book. Because it's my book. And all my books are like that. So Avengers and Savage Avengers. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of the A-Team. You're all a big fan of the A-Team. Marley out there is talking about She-Hulk. That's exactly right. Avengers number 47 is part 2 of World War She-Hulk. A lot of talk about She-Hulk these days. If you've been around for a few minutes, you remember World War Hulk, which was 2 tons of fun. And now they're getting into World War She-Hulk. Like a lot of Marvel books, just about every Marvel book these days, Avengers is a little bit of what you've always loved about the Avengers and a little bit new, fun, and exciting. Classic members, new members, classic villains, new villains. And like I say, that's sort of a theme in a lot of Marvel books. It's that comfortable feeling, but new, fun, and exciting. And so whatever Marvel book you used to be a fan of, if you're not reading it right now, jump back into it because it's probably as awesome as the last time you really loved it. So that's Avengers. Jump into Savage Avengers, which, oh my goodness, this book has been so much fun. And it's a little sporadic with the way it ships, like a lot of books. But what a great team. Doctor Strange, Conan, Wolverine, Punisher.
Come on.
I mean, it's just such a eclectic group of heroes, and the story and art has been incredibly awesome from the very beginning. Come on,
I want to read that.
You don't want to know what's going on in this book?
That's like the worm in
That's just nuts. And
Empire.
I mean, if that doesn't make you go, wait, what? I want to read that. This is issue 23. So if you don't know anything about this, grab the first trade paperback. It will suck you in and make you read all the trades and catch up to the recent issue. I'm hoping that at some point do some big old omnibus of this. Really, really fun book. Great time to jump into either of the A-Team books. Yes, Marley, Immortal Hulk 49 is
finishing up. I didn't see it.
Maybe not in my stack, but I'm definitely going to talk about that because we've only got one more issue to go, and Immortal Hulk's one of my favorite books.
I thought that 49 was the last one. No, 50?
No, 50. 49, this week's 49. To be really honest, it's why it's not in my stack. It really just kind of catches you up. It pretends that you're a new reader that hasn't been around for 48 issues and prepares you that this book only has one issue to go. So it's just sort of a catch up, kind of gets you ready for the big finale.
That's smart.
It is pretty smart. Even those of us who have read the other 48, it's still a really fun read. And darn, if those Alex Ross covers aren't always worth $5.
Amen to that.
All right, that's my first rant. What's your rant?
So Joker presents Puzzle Box. This is the cover A over here. I mean, come on, how creepy is that?
Hold the A while you show them the.
And this is cover B. So I just flipped through it on Wednesday just to kind of get a sense of what it is. And it's basically Joker is, how do I even say it without spoiling anything? He is, I can't show any of this. He is basically being celebrated by the other villains. I'll say it that way. And we don't really understand why, what's going on. And yeah, this is a good pick. Okay, this is not a spoiler. So it's not just about the Joker. We get all of the Rogues Gallery in this issue.
Some great art too.
And you can see Gordon is not too pleased. He's overwhelmed by the craziness that is the Joker. It's a great fun read. So I only read, like I said, a couple of the first pages because I haven't had time to finish it up. But if you like Joker and Batman in the Rogues Gallery.
And who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Pick up this baby. It'll be fun.
And while you're at it, grab that Suicide Squad Get Joker book.
Yeah, the prestige format guy.
Again, everybody needs more Joker.
All these like Black Label prestige format books have been really, really well done. The art's amazing. The stories are top notch. They've really kind of elevated things with the Black Label. Haven't read this one either, but it is obviously something with Suicide Squad and the Joker. I mean, come on, look at this. Oh, I can't show that. That's it.
No, you can't.
Show that part.
There's most of that is pretty spoilerific.
I can't show any of it. Sorry.
It does bring up an interesting sort of question, and I know why they don't do these things because it's comics and it's not all apples and apples. But if all things being equal, somebody would send the Suicide Squad after the Joker. It might not necessarily be something you have the Justice League do, because the Justice League's just going to put him in Arkham and he's going to come back out. So what you do is you send the Suicide Squad to finish that nut job once and for all.
I like that.
And so I'm kind of intrigued. Like I say, it seems like the kind of thing Amanda Waller would do. I'm sick of him. Batman's sick of him. Somebody take this guy out once and for all. But then, of course, you find that it's not as easy as you think it is. So anyway,
chaos.
Everybody needs more Joker.
Amen.
Back to me. So along with my, I'll flash it one more time, my Avengers double shot, I also got a Justice League double shot, which was super awesome. And in an interesting way, it's kind of the opposite of my Avengers double shot because Avengers is standard and the dark version, and then the Justice League is standard and the all ages version. So I find the dichotomy kind of fun. Nice. Let's start with this one, Justice League Infinity, issue number 2. You love Batman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Superman. You love all the Paul Dini, Bruce Timm stuff. And here it is back in comic form. I was hugely, hugely depressed and disappointed when DC canceled Justice League Unlimited many years ago because it was an excellent all-ages book that old guys like me could read, that the kids could read, and they could get into the Justice League characters. So it's really, really fun, much like Batman animated series, or what is it, Batman Adventures continues. It's just fun to see new stories set in this universe. So grab issue number 1, pick up this week's issue number 2. It's that animated series art that's always awesome. And how often do you see Lois Lane with a gun? Cool stuff. And in fact, this issue is getting a little bit of buzz out there on the internet. Not for its collectability or flippability, because of story, which is how it's supposed to be. So if you were ever a fan of the cartoon, if you love the animated series like everybody does, or like I always say about the all ages stuff, you just want something a little lighter, a little less apocalyptic, then check out some Infinity. And the core book is a book everybody should be reading all the time. I've talked about Justice League forever, and DC's just had their top talent doing some top stuff on this book. It is what I've always said it should be, which is outside of Infinite Frontier. This is the core of the continuity of the DC universe. I always said Avengers and Justice League should be the event book. All of these characters already have their own title. So have Justice League be where Darkseid takes over or whatever the big thing is. And that's kind of what's happening. This is establishing what will be the future of the DCU next year. Brian Michael Bendis, on and on I could go. Every superhero fan should have Justice League on their list. Certainly every DC fan should have Justice League on their list. And we got 2 great ones this week. So I was very happy with that.
And yes, Marley, lots of great stuff coming in September. Batman 89. That's going to be fun.
That's next week.
The cover looked awesome. And then also Kazar.
Yes.
Coming in September.
I'm very excited about that. Something about Kazar. People don't really know the character. Marvel they very, very rarely have a Kazar book out, but when they do, it's a lot of fun, and I always recommend picking it up. X-Men fans love the Kazar books. Most people don't know about him. The last time he had his book, it was done by Mark Waid, who's one of my all-time favorite guys and probably one of your all-time favorite guys. So folks who don't know much about that, be on the lookout for it. And yes, they're doing Batman 89, and they're doing Superman, I think, 78. Superman 78. Right.
Yep. That sounds right.
And I'm really excited about both of those. That's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet.
The last one wasn't great. Birds of Prey? Yeah, not so much. So my last final pitch, because we've got about 3 minutes left. I'm going to go rapid fire. So this is kind of a pitch on number 1s. So one of the job hazards we have is when we pull books, I'm like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, what is that? Ooh, what is that? So anytime there's an issue number 1 that looks creepy, I have to add it to my list. And so 2 of those this week are Golem, Walks Among Us, by, of course, Mike Mignola. It's not part of the Hellboy universe, but if you like Hellboy stuff, you're going to want to pick this up because it's all paranormal, creepy, weird stuff that you've come to know and love with Hellboy and the Mignola verse. And then this one, the Me You Love in the Dark. I have no idea. It just looks cool. Let me show you the interior art.
They had me at the haunted house on the cover.
I mean, come on, right? So really good art. In my opinion, I like this style. Whoa. And it looks creepy, so I'm going to check it out. So, don't be afraid. Yeah, you might be out $3.99, $4 or so on first issues. Sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses. But those hits sometimes are really, really wonderful hits, like Walking Dead #1. Who amongst you got Walking Dead #1 and don't regret that? Unless you sold it like right away. And then you'd be really bummed.
That's really true. And I say that about Image books all the time, actually, that it's more often than not, way more often than not, you'll like at least that first issue. And you'll probably keep reading the book. And conversely, if you jump in at number 3, like the world likes to do, and you ask me for number 2 or number 1, I'm going to be like, yeah, I have a 9th printing. Or no, I'm sorry, they've already sold through 9 printings, so you'll have to wait for the paperback. So yeah, do yourself a favor and grab those first issues, try them out. Image is like that. Dark Horse is like,
yep.
I mean, every publisher is like that, really, but Image particularly.
Well, there's certain. Sorry to cut you off. There are certain publishers where you get to know the flavor of the stuff that they produce, right. The caliber and the quality. So, like for me, Dark Horse is up there as far as like I get their publishing house. I understand what kind of books they get. I understand what kind of artists and creators that they get. And 9 times out of 10, I love their stuff. So if it's #1 Dark Horse, I'm going to get it. Image is way more broad, right? It's because Image is like self-publishing minus a couple of steps. And so they could get anything from humor, romance, westerns, horror, and all of the things in between. So I'm not necessarily going to pick up every Image book because I'm not really a huge, like, let's say, sci-fi fan. But for Dark Horse, who's kind of primarily horror, I'm going to definitely pick up #1s of them. So kind of understanding your publisher helps you understand, what your risk factor is in picking up a #1 from that publisher.
Excellent point. The reason I gravitate toward the Image ones is because they are mostly sci-fi, because there's always a genre fusion thing. It's like 60% sci-fi, 20% horror, 20% personal, or they used to call it romance. Now I call it real life, but real life comics sounds painfully boring to me. But anyway,
real life.
Like I say, Image does really cool genre fusion. So like Geiger, Noctera, those are all great examples of the kind of things they do. But that's true. Get to know, and those first issues help you do that. On the weekly videos, I've been talking about Scout and Vault and different things when they have first issues, kind of for that very reason. AWA, Aftershock. I would grab a first issue, any first issue from Aftershock, because they've earned my trust that way. Again, you're not going to keep reading every book, but some of them you're really going to dig. Okay, my last little spiel is for a couple of things, more about the formats than about the material themselves. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue of Marvel Tales. Marvel Tales, sorry if you're reading that backwards, is basically a reprint title. It's a book that collects reprints. There's the 5 issues on the back that this one reprints. Usually they take a hero and they'll reprint 3 to 5 comics from different eras. They'll give you a 1960s, a 1980s, and a modern book.
And they're like pivotal defining.
Yeah, and they're usually keys or somehow really important to the character. In this case, they gave you the first 5 issues of Miles's own book. This is not his first appearance, but this is the beginning of his original series, which is really fun. So if you love Miles, you probably have, you need these books. Maybe you only have them in trade paperback.
It's good for reader copies.
Great for reader copies, great for kids, great for an issue you don't have to treat super mint for the rest of your life. And they do these Marvel Tales for just about everybody. There's a Fantastic Four, a Hulk, an X-Men, a She-Hulk, on and on. They're a little pricey, but $7.99 for 5 comics is pretty good, considering $4.99 is standard cover price. Less than double cover for a whole bunch of comics is a lot of fun. Yep. So pick this one up because you love Miles, and check out all the other ones that they've done because they're awesome. The last thing I have is the collection of OMAC, the One Man Army Corps. This is a trade paperback for the original Jack Kirby stuff. If you watched Kazi's Classics last month, I did OMAC #1. It is one of the most awesome and most underappreciated of the Kirby books. Everybody talks about the New God stuff. I love the Demon. I go on and on about the Demon. But OMAC is so awesome and so groundbreaking. And so it is everything that makes Kirby great. And Kirby is the greatest of all. And so what am I talking about? When you read OMAC, you see that Jack Kirby saw the future. He didn't just see the future. Jack Kirby lived in the future and then showed it to the rest of us. And the New Gods like that. Everything he ever did was like that. He was 20 to 50 years ahead of his time. And OMAC right there on the cover shows that to you because here he is talking about, I don't know, AI and all the kind of things that we're living with and struggling with right now. You get information beamed to you from satellites. So does OMAC. So anyway, I don't talk a lot about trade paperbacks. But this hasn't maybe ever been collected in full color. They're just now kind of getting around to all of this Kirby stuff. So pick up OMAC because you probably have never read this before, and it'll blow your mind how this guy thought of all this stuff in 1974. Then go on and pick up all the trades for all the other Kirby stuff, Mr. Miracle, the Demon, the New Gods, Commandy, on and on and on and on. Everybody loves the King. So really,
Nice.
really great to see this in trade, DC. Thank you. It's like 40 years overdue, but at least we finally got one.
Nice. Great way to end it.
Yes.
On the king.
That is a great way to end it. So yeah, we're a little truncated this week because we're crazy busy. You might know books were late this week, so we're still kind of trying to catch up from Wednesday, still trying to get everybody their comics. But we wanted to do the show, had to get the new books out there, had to say hello to our fans and all you wonderful people at home. So thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.